I got this. Hey, wait, there goes Mike Grassa now. He's still going crazy. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Triple Crown Championship is on the line. The Devil's Reject, Brandon Webb. Not often seen here in the RWA, but we have seen him multiple times. At Dynasty, was at Legacy, he's been at different events here in the RWA. And now tonight getting a Triple Crown Championship match thanks to the Champions Invitation, Kris Pyro. The fighting champion, Kris Pyro, will defend the Triple Crown Championship and win, lose, or draw here tonight. At elite status, that man, Kris Pyro, will go one-on-one in a last man standing match against Christopher Dozer. And you wonder if Kris Pyro is defending his title here so he does not have to lose it to Christopher Dozer, or if he is looking past Brandon Webb to February 28th here at the Chop Shop to take on the Unbalanced Messiah. We are here, we are live. The richest prize in the Renegade Wrestling Alliance is about to be defended. Manny Souza is in charge here tonight of this contest. Kris Pyro here wearing a Team Friendship shirt here. It's that guy Scotty Slade and Mark Sherman of Chaotic Wrestling fame. Brandon Webb is thinking that Manny Souza is giving him the title. That is not what he's doing. He's presenting the title to Brandon Webb to let him know what he is actually wrestling for. The richest prize, 14 pounds of gold here in the RWA. The Triple Crown Championship. When the bell rings, it will be defended. Challenger and champion are ready to fight. And there is the bell. Tonight's championship bout is brought to you by Crystal Springs Water, the official beverage of the Renegade Wrestling Alliance. Brandon Webb and Kris Pyro know each other very well here. Two veterans of the New England wrestling area. Collar and elbow tie-up, challenger and champion. Webb has about 6 inches on Kris Pyro and at least 25 pounds. Pyro rolls through, has the speed and the agility. Fighting champion of the RWA. Top wrist lock, rolls through by Brandon Webb. Cartwheel roll through, nice switch. Pyro tries to beg off, Webb applies more power. A little bit more torque on that top wrist lock. Pyro trips up Brandon Webb, switches into a headlock. Hold for hold here, challenger and champion, switched through by Brandon Webb into what I believe is a grounded hammerlock. It is a hammerlock. Pyro switches through, Webb keeps control to a top wrist lock. Shot to the midsection. Off the ropes goes Kris Pyro. Big arm drag, nicely done by Brandon Webb. Pyro gets to a head scissor. Webb trying to find an escape. And back up to workbase, switches through, gets Pyro into a side headlock. Pyro once again trying to find an escape. Lighter and small of the two, gets a head scissors. Now a leg lock on Brandon Webb. Webb looking to switch through as well. breaks the hold, gets a leg lock of his own. Pyro nips up, and a standoff. Very nicely done. Almost a feeling out process there by challenger and champion. Pyro gets Webb to go for the bait of a test of strength into a side headlock. Webb sends Pyro back off the ropes, goes the champion. Shoulder tackle, takes down Brandon Webb. Nobody saw that coming. Off the ropes goes Kris Pyro. Webb ducks under. Off the ropes is Pyro. Webb leaps. Pyro goes for, was going to be a leg lariat. Webb goes for one of his own. Pyro trips him up, elbow, nobody home. Diving splash, nobody home, and another standoff. Once again, these two know each other so well here. Through various other promotions. First time Pyro and Brandon Webb lock up here tonight. Pyro is saying, hey, why not a handshake after all of that? Pyro goes for a handshake, and Webb returns and pulls into a clothesline. Pyro ducks under. Goes for a monkey flip. Webb lands on his feet. Forearm to Kris Pyro. Webb is very agile. Off the ropes goes Pyro. Pyro up and over. Hits Webb with a forearm. Goes for a back suplex. Webb lands on his feet. Goes for a back suplex. Kris Pyro lands on his feet. Pyro goes then Webb up and over. Webb lands on his feet on the floor. Shoulder tackle. Webb went for a boot, nobody home. A kick to the side of the head, nice and Seguri. Takes down Brandon Webb. Pyro getting the crowd riled up. He may want to fly here. Pyro the high flyer. He is measuring Brandon Webb, and I think it's time for liftoff. Off the ropes goes the champion. He dives. Nobody home, and Pyro had it scouted well. Webb thinks Pyro's on the ground. Pyro charges. Webb catches power slam. Right on the apron. That had to hurt. Nothing but pine on the apron. I always wondered if pine was the preferred wood of a professional wrestling ring. There's so many others. Chop right to the center of the chest to the champion by the challenger, Brandon Webb. A nice oak, maybe. The forearm is landed by Brandon Webb. Some form of hardwood. Webb hangs out Pyro and hits another chop, and Pyro's going to go for a little bit of walk, try to catch his breath. Pyro back in the ring. Trying to regain his breath. Brandon Webb. Ooh! A shot right to the side of the head, almost a neck. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and the champion kicks out. Off the ropes goes Webb, and a kick right to the head. Kris Pyro. 1, 2, and a kick out. Up goes Kris Pyro as Pyro being hung up by Brandon Webb. Look at the strength of the challenger as this crowd counts along. The vertical base and the upper body strength of Brandon Webb plants Kris Pyro. You may say that Pyro, well, is the much smaller guy. That's still 175 pounds you have to hold above your head. Cover 2 and a kick out by Kris Pyro. Sellout crowd here at the Chop Shop is trying to get behind their champion in Kris Pyro. Shot to the head as the champion tries to fire back. Off the ropes goes Pyro, goes for a knee, being caught by Brandon Webb and planted with a huge backbreaker. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Pyro kicks out. Brandon Webb very close to gain the Triple Crown Championship for the first time in his RWA career. Webb goes right after Kris Pyro, stalking the champion, hanging him up in between the ropes. Pyro is in a lot of pain, and you wonder again, is Pyro looking past Brandon Webb at Chris Doza? European uppercut hits the mark, and that sends Pyro right to the ground. Knockout shot. Shot to the midsection by Kris Pyro. Now he shot to the head, and Brandon Webb follows up, and another shot that staggers the champion. Pyro trying to fight back. Looks like a side Russian leg sweep being attempted by Brandon Webb. Catches, and it is a side Russian leg sweep into a submission hold here. Almost a modified dragon sleeper. Kris Pyro is in a bad way. All that weight by Brandon Webb and being rejoined by the notorious Handsome Jimmy.
I needed to go and check on that kid, man. There's something not right.
He is not right with Mike Grassi right now. Speaking of not right, Kris Pyro is in a bad way.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a bad way.
Brandon Webb hits a low-level elbow, follows up with another one. Pyro is trying to struggle to get up, but a double stomp hits the mark, and that sends Pyro up, knocks the wind out of him. Cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Brandon Webb has been very close. That is his 6th near fall in this match. Now he gets Pyro up. Pyro tries to fight back. Gets Brandon Webb up and trying to go for that DVD. Nobody home. Brandon Webb switches Pyro up on the shoulders. Pyro fights off again. Pyro trying to stagger his opponent off the ropes. Goes champion, takes down Brandon Webb. This may be the opportunity Pyro needs. He needs to regain his breath. Try to get his 3rd wind here.
Mikey Grassa was in the back, sticking his finger through the hole in his ear that was bleeding, and then licking the blood off of his hand.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, a little.
And no word on where Devin Blaze is, but I'm sure Mike Grassa will find out by the end of the night as the challenger and champion exchange blows.
Oh, they're laying into each other now.
Snug forearms by challenger and champion. Switch by Brandon Webb. Pyro sent it to the corner. Webb goes for a monkey flip. Pyro almost landed on his feet and they've been turned inside out. Webb.
Wow, beautiful maneuver right there.
It was balanced on Pyro's back and hits a famous recover and a kick out.
Almost saw a new Triple Crown champion right there.
Man, what a huge show of agility, strength, and ability by Brandon Webb. Webb goes for a moonsault.
And I've wrestled Brandon Webb.
Pyro hits a sliced bread.
Sliced bread.
Here's a cover. 1, 2. Yeah, I know. I got it messed up. I haven't had bread in about 2 weeks. I miss bread. I'm on this new diet.
That's terrible.
I'm sorry. Pyro going
for that frog splash right here.
It's either frog splash or the 450. It is the frog splash. Hits the mark, and this could be 1, 2, and a kick out.
Wow.
Pyro almost had a 3 count there. Pyro now calling for that 450. This is the first time we've seen Kris Pyro really have any offense in this match. As he climbs to the top rope, Brandon Webb is back, trips up Kris Pyro, kick right to the head. Pyro staggered, still standing on the 2nd turnbuckle. Brandon Webb with a headbutt. This is just going to be all sorts of bad for both challenger and champion. As Pyro fights off Brandon Webb, 2nd rope, Pyro dives, Webb catches. Off the ropes, a springboard powerbomb. 1, 2, and almost a new Triple Crown champion.
Wow. Too close for comfort right there. Now what happens? Does Chris Dozer end up wrestling Brandon Webb if he wins this match?
Dozer, as he has said in a video earlier in the week, will drop the #1 contendership match. He is not worried about the title. He wants Kris Pyro. That match will happen at elite status with or without the title, as Brandon Webb went for a moonsault, did not hit the mark. Kris Pyro is climbing to the top rope. Pyro measuring. Brandon Webb hits a double stomp. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Pyro retains the Triple Crown Championship.
Wow.
What a great match, and what a great tune-up for the last man standing match at elite status against Christopher Dozer.
That's going to be pretty epic, I gotta say.
You've been in a last man standing match or two. It's a completely different animal. There's no wrestling tact in it at all.
There is nothing that can prepare you for the violence that will happen in that match.
And would you think that match will overcome the dog collar match that we saw at the Bench City Throwdown?
I honestly don't know. I mean, that's what the fans are going to pay to see.
That match, February 28th, here at the RWA Chop Shop. Tickets are still available. RWAWrestling.net.
Get them fast.
They're going to go. Very limited seats available here at the Chop Shop. You do not want to miss that show. Kris Pyro retains here against Brandon Webb. A great showing by Brandon Webb. Two tremendous athletes, great professional wrestlers.
Brandon Webb's incredible, and so is Kris Pyro. I mean, they're both pretty incredible.
And I'll tell you right now, if you thought our dog collar match was something, February 28th, Kris Dozer, I promise you, you're gonna bleed again. And when it's all said and done, I will be the last man standing.